You're busy, you're tired, and somehow nothing is really changing. Let me ask you something honestly. At the end of most days, do you feel done or just drained? Because those two feel similar, but they are not the same. Being done means something moved forward. Being drained just means time passed. And most people confuse the two. That's why being busy is one of the most dangerous comforts in modern life. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because busyness feels productive without requiring progress. Every morning starts with good intentions. You wake up, you check your phone, messages, notifications, tasks. Your brain immediately thinks, okay, I'm needed, I'm doing something. And that feeling is comforting. You answer emails, you respond to messages, you jump between tasks, you attend meetings, you fix small problems, you're moving all day, so your brain concludes, I was productive today. But here's the uncomfortable truth: motion is not progress, and busyness is just motion that looks responsible. Progress is uncomfortable. It requires you to slow down, to focus, to sit with one difficult thing longer than feels good. Busyness lets you avoid that because when you're busy, you don't have to ask the scary questions. Is this actually important? Am I avoiding the real work? If I'm honest, what one thing am I scared to face? Busyness fills the silence where those questions live, and silence is dangerous because silence forces clarity. There's another reason being busy feels so good. Socially, about I'm busy sounds mature. It sounds disciplined. It sounds like effort. No one challenges it. If you say I'm busy, people nod. They respect it. They move on. But if you said I'm focusing on one thing and ignoring everything else, that sounds risky. So busyness becomes a socially approved shield. It protects you from judgment. And more importantly, it protects you from yourself. Here's the trap most people never notice. Being busy allows you to feel like you're trying without ever fully committing. And if you never fully commit, you never fully fail. That feels safe, but it also means you never fully win. Busyness keeps you in the middle, comfortably average, always tired, always working, never arriving. Let me tell you a quiet story. Imagine someone who is known as the busiest person in the room, always available, always responding, always helping, always doing something. Years pass. From the outside, they look responsible, reliable, hardworking. But internally, one question keeps returning. Why hasn't my life changed? Same goals, same dreams, same frustration. Not because they didn't work, but because they worked on everything except the thing that mattered most. Time didn't disappear. It was spent safely. Here's the counterintuitive truth most people resist. Doing less can create more. Not less effort, less distraction. Real progress usually comes from one decision. What is the one task that if I did it consistently would actually change my situation? That's not always the loudest task. It's rarely the urgent one. And it's almost never the one people praise you for. It's the one that makes you slightly uncomfortable, the one that demands focus, the one that can't be rushed. That's why people avoid it. So let's get practical. If you want to escape the comfort trap of busyness, you don't need a new system. You need three shifts. First, identify your true task, not your entire to-do list, not everything you could do. One task. Ask yourself, if I did only one meaningful thing today, what would it be? That's a true task. Everything else is secondary. Second, protect a focus window. Progress needs uninterrupted time, not hours. Even 60 to 90 minutes is enough. but it has to be clean time. No phone, no notifications, no switching. When you protect that window, you're telling your brain, this matters more than noise. That's when real work happens. Third, measure forward, not busy. At the end of the day, stop asking, how much did I do? Ask, did I move the main thing forward? If yes, you win. Even if you did fewer tasks, even if the day looks simple, sure, if no, don't panic. Just notice what pulled you away. Awareness is progress too. Here's a simple challenge. Try this for 7 days. Every morning, choose one true task. Every day, protect one focus window. Every night, ask one question. Did the main thing move? That's it. No motivation hacks, no extreme discipline, just clarity and repetition. Now be honest with yourself. Being busy will try to pull you back. Urgent things will appear. People will demand attention. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're finally doing something that matters. Focus looks boring from the outside, but it compounds quietly. One day you'll look back and realize something powerful. You weren't exhausted all the time. You weren't constantly overwhelmed. You were calm, clear, and moving forward. Not because you did more, but because you stopped hiding inside busyness. Being busy doesn't steal your time. It steals your courage, your clarity, your chance to win. If this hits you, try the 7-day experiment. And remember this, busy feels safe, focused feels scary, but focused is what changes your life.